So I got involved in natural healing because I had a severe reaction to a vaccine. When I was considering medical school, they said, you have to get certain vaccines to get into medical school. So I got the hepatitis B vaccine. So that one is 3 doses. So you give them over 6 months. And the 3rd dose, I remember, completely changed my life in a very horrible way. Because I think the next day I was running in the park, and I was very athletic at that point in my life. I could just always run a mile. I was running in the park, and all of a sudden I couldn't run anymore at all. And I had to have somebody help me back to the car because it hit me that fast, that vaccine. The next day, my whole body broke out in hives. My entire body turned red. I had an anaphylactic reaction. I had to go get steroids, I had to get pumped full of adrenaline, and I remember I was shaking so hard I couldn't even walk down the steps out of the clinic. I was spaghetti legs because of the extreme measures it took to take me out of this reaction to a vaccine. Well, that wasn't everything, because what happened after that was extreme fatigue. I could barely stand in the shower or chew my food. What else happened was I developed epilepsy, full-blown epilepsy. You wouldn't know it looking at me, right? I'm not wearing a helmet. I'm not taking anticonvulsants. I'm not taking seizure medication. But I'm giving you a flash forward there. So I developed epilepsy, and for 2 years, I knew something was wrong, but the doctors couldn't diagnose me. So there I was suffering, extreme fatigue, extreme migraines, headaches, memory loss, problems that I thought were almost insurmountable. Like, how am I going to get through medical school to be a doctor, right? I've got all these problems and no one can diagnose me with anything. So the one thing I knew is that I kept waking up with blood in my mouth, right? So I was having seizures and I was biting down on my lips. I still have scars. I have scars on my lip. I have scars on my cheeks from all the times I bit down. And the doctors didn't know what it was. And I'm a big prayer. Who's a big prayer here? Like, I pray about everything. Like, right, in kindergarten, I remember I went to this religion class, and our teacher asked all of us, when do you pray? And everybody's going, oh, we always pray over meals, or we pray at night. And she gets to me and I'm like, oh, well, pray all the time. I like to think about God all the time, like constantly. I like to feel God constantly with me. So as I was going through this experience, I'm like, I'm praying about this. I'm getting the Bible out, I'm praying. I'm like, God, there's gotta be something, lead me, right? Lead me somewhere. And so I went into bookstores, and I went into health food stores, and I started educating myself, and I eventually found a holistic nurse. And she ended up diagnosing me with her alternative tests, something that the doctors couldn't do in 2 years. And I began to discover this world that was completely outside the medical profession that I had no idea existed before. And not only was I going there every week to get myself well, but I was watching the people in her office also get well from cancer, from incurable diseases, things that the doctors say that can't be cured, and she was doing it. So my plan was, I'll get through medical school, I'll get my medical degree, and I'll be a regular doctor, and it just didn't work that way because I kept seeing people cured. And then I was going into the hospitals and I kept seeing those people get chopped up and burned and mutilated in the name of medicine and taking these pills that caused extreme reactions. So torn, really torn, and I had to pray this one out for so long. Like, God, where do you want me? What do you want me to do? I'm seeing these people cured, and I'm not allowed to talk about it when I go into these clinics. Like, people are sick, and I can't give them an alternative because they have told me I'm not allowed to open my mouth. So God spoke to me and said, it's okay. You can do whatever you want. I didn't want to harm anybody. I harmed people when I was doing my training. Like, I felt like, and not purposely, because these were side effects, right? I inserted a needle into someone's lung to drain the fluid out and collapsed his lung. So we just say these are side effects, these are complications. So, and no one does this intentionally. It's just that's the way modern medicine is, right? Right? So I said, God, give me a dream, because I need to know what to do, where to go. I graduated, and I decided not to pursue the path. And I had this dream to move to California. And that was when I started studying under all of the natural healers and learning not only about herbs and juicing and cleanses, but emotional healing, hands-on healing, energy healing, so many methods for healing people. I had gone through a really dramatic cleanse when I was in my last year of medical school. Under that nurse's guidance, I had less and less seizures, and then I did a cleanse for myself at home, and it ended it. It stopped the whole thing. 2 months, I did this cleanse at home. And what I wanted to do was I wanted people to be able to have that freedom, to have that option, to have that choice. Like, why do we think medicine has to be about going to a doctor? Why don't we pay attention to like what God's speaking to us and communicating to us? Why aren't we using the medicinal plants that He created? Why are we not doing this? Why do we think healing has to be in a cold, sterile environment where everything is disinfected and you get cut into and burnt and radiated and take people's thyroids and just radiate them when they have hyperactive thyroid. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to come to California. I wanted to teach people about these cleanses. I wanted to help them, and I needed to do it secretly because colleagues of mine were getting raided or somehow shut down. So I did this secretly. I didn't order any lab tests. What could I do? I had to pray over everybody. I'm like, God, show me what's wrong with this person. And you know what I found? You know what I found in their bodies? When I looked inside their heart, right, somebody that had a heart problem, I saw grief. I saw anxiety. When I looked into somebody's stomach, I saw anger, stress, irritation, annoyance. So over and over again, and sometimes I would see things in their body, but you know that when you pray long enough over something, eventually God's going to show you something. So I need to tell you guys how important it is that you relax. And you don't, we've got something in medicine called white coat hypertension. That means that what the doctors do to you is so stressful, when you see them and they take your blood pressure, it shoots up like 50 points or something, because it's so scary, right? And I never wanted to do that to people. I don't want people to be afraid of me. I'm like, I'm not gonna stick a needle in you. We're gonna put some essential oils on you. We're gonna take some capsules. We're gonna take some alcohol extracts and change your food and do some juices and things. And nobody was scared of me. Like, nobody had high blood pressure on me. Because that's the kind of real doctor that I actually wanted to be. I wanted to be the kind one. I wanted to be the gentle one. So I want to introduce my programs Not a lot of people know about them. I want everybody to benefit. I want everybody to have the same healing that I had. People come to churches for help. And you guys are the resource to help people. You've got people in your congregation suffering. And we can do a lot. And God can do a lot through you, through all of us. And we have this ability to change people's lives so they don't have to go get cut, right? They don't have to live with, last week, someone called me and they said, I had to be on antipsychotic medication and it caused me now to have diabetes, right? I don't want you guys to have that. If you have a choice, I want to show you all the natural things that you can do. The humming mask is part of it. All need to learn how to relax, get the circulation working better, and all kinds of things can heal up. All kinds of things. You have no idea. I have like 80 different herbal formulas. I have all kinds of solutions for everything. Allergies, asthma, headaches, diabetes, everything.
I've seen them. She has them.
You've seen that, yes. Constantly treating my friends. I had a friend that came to me with a life-threatening skin infection. And he could have gotten parts of his muscles and things cut out from his arm. And what did we do? We did juicing and things. And he didn't ever need antibiotics. So those things are possible. And they can happen for all of you. So I seem to have this gift. I can see inside your body, I can see what emotions are affecting you. And I work with everyone of all ages with all health issues. And don't think it's too much or that your case is too severe, because I've been in a severe category before. Right? Okay, thank you so much.